Today on the Diz List, we talk about what we're embarrassed we haven't done yet at Walt Disney World.
Welcome to the Diz List, the podcast that lists everything in Walt Disney World. I'm Nick.
And I'm Rob, and this will be edited out, but I hit the theme song twice. So you heard the theme song come in. I didn't really hear it. I'm like, what's going on? Because the volume was down. I hit it again. So we're hearing do-dee-dee-dee-doo-dee-dee-doo-dee-dee over and over and over.
It felt like I was at like an elementary concert. You know when they do those things where they do, what is it called? Not in series,
Around.
There you go. Yeah. When they do a round.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, except for it was not on beat round.
Yeah.
So it made it very difficult.
I won't leave it. It's one of those things where if you're a music person and it's like slightly off, it's going to like drive you nuts.
Hey, Rob, we're getting another park.
We are getting another park? Or
the
world is getting another park?
Sorry.
The
world's getting another park.
No, and I'm not trying to correct you. I'm just saying
no.
I would love to be able to visit all the parks around the world. This is a hard one. But it does have one of the biggest airports. Is that true?
I mean, sure.
Is that the company that sponsors your favorite soccer football team?
Yeah. I mean, Emirates. You're talking about Emirates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about.
So the way soccer works is you have like what's called a kit sponsor, and so your kit
just means your uniform.
Uniform, correct?
Okay,
yeah.
I know enough of that from Ted Lasso.
So the kit sponsor is Emirates, but Emirates also
is an airline,
correct?
But it also represents.
Well, the country is United Arab Emirates,
right?
But Emirates Airline, like American Airlines,
okay,
would be
that clears it up. That makes sense.
So, Emirates sponsors them, and actually, the team we just lost to in the Champions League, they both were wearing uniforms that said "Fly Emirates" on the front of them. So it's kind of funny looking.
Is it the game that you were watching when we were talking the other day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about it.
Sorry about that. No.
Yeah. No, we lost. We lost to PSG. It is what it is.
My sports team had a really rough 2-game stretch, and then yesterday just had a really great game. So I'm feeling happy about the Boston Celtics.
Yeah. Well, enough sports talk.
Yeah.
Let's just say that if you want to get our full take on this whole United Arab Emirates park, you should tune into our Patreon.
Yes.
Patreon.com/DizListPod.
Easy to join.
Yes. We do have some opinions. I think it's going to be a beautiful park.
Will be
in a on the surface beautiful area.
Yes.
That's what I will say. Wait, if you want more of our opinion, tune into our Patreon.
Well, there was some news this week, but nothing really out of control. Only thing I really heard from the other side of Orlando, from Epic Universe, is that the lines are pretty crazy, and that people are waiting upwards of 70 minutes to just do a handful of rides. Another thing that I don't know, I haven't looked at the videos enough, but apparently there's a lot of areas that are not shaded, and people are waiting in the hot sun, and it's just things I've heard. Have you heard anything yet? Any other feedback? The rides are great. I mean, it's not all all negative stuff.
They're having some issues with was it Harry Potter? Some technical issues that they were taking care of, but I think it's more of a okay. We've been doing this for a little while.
Yep.
Now we see what's going on.
Yeah.
Let's fix this. It is what it is. You knew there was going to be a ton of wait.
Yeah.
I'm not shocked by that, and they're also getting into the point where now they're inviting more and more people. Trying to ramp up their attendance so they can kind of get to that full, go from a soft opening to we're open. So you're going to see that, and I'm not worried about that. But yeah, that's really the only. I mean, I've heard a few things. Not a lot on the Disney side of things, other than the Abu Dhabi thing. I'm gonna tease it. I'm not gonna tell the listeners the full news. But we found out this week that there's something pretty cool that is going to be available for purchase that will help with your planning.
Oh, yeah.
We are.
I was like, what are you getting at? I got it now. Yeah.
We have a list in it.
Yeah.
In this thing that will help you. I'm not going to give it away totally.
Oh, this is going to be so cool.
Yeah. We will just say that
we're not allowed to. This is why we're teasing it.
I don't know if we're not allowed to. I haven't asked for permission, and I don't want to say it without permission.
Okay.
That's the main thing. What I would say is this.
Let's just say we're part of something that's a big deal and it's exciting for us.
Especially to me. This is a certain thing that I've used for planning for like every single trip. And when I told my wife, she's like, shut up. Like, you what?
Yeah.
And so we will have a guest on at some point when our lives get a little bit slower, which we're getting toward the end of the year, so it's going to be.
Most listeners know we're teachers, so we're wrapping up the end of the year, and we'll be able to get to some of that stuff sooner.
Yeah. So once we can have a more flexible recording schedule, I think that's when we'll be able to invite this individual on.
Sure.
And let's just say that it's a fun little tease to make you wonder.
Cool.
What is it that these two knuckleheads have done?
Now, you teach 2 AP classes.
I do.
2 AP math classes.
Yeah.
One, if you're a listener and you don't know what AP is, AP means it's an advanced placement class.
Yeah. All people.
One of that's good too. So you had one this past week, and then you have one coming up this week?
I have one this week, yep.
All right, well.
And then I'll be done with those courses.
Then slow down a little bit.
Yeah, then it's project stuff, so it's fun stuff.
And then I, as an art teacher, have our gigantic district art show. And then after that, things get a little easier for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
So things will slow down.
We'll slow down, and then we can really get into some fun stuff. Not that we're not having fun doing this stuff, but it'd be good to have some guests on. We have some plans.
Yes.
But, we're going to probably head off to the halftime show here, I think, is a good point.
Yep.
Because today, the list that we're going to do, we're going to go old school. I don't know Rob's. He doesn't know mine. And we have ranked our top 5 things that we're embarrassed that we've never done at Walt Disney World. So we'll see you right after the break. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the things we're embarrassed we've never done at Walt Disney World. And while we've done a lot of things, there are still things that we could do new. And I think that's a testament to how much there is to do at Disney World.
A lot.
And also how much we are creatures of habit.
Yeah, well, it's
and
true
like
too.
to do the things we like to do.
And there's also things that we just overlook because we don't know it's there, or we purposefully skip something, which I'll get to on my list as well.
Yeah, this show idea was a recommendation from a patron.
Great.
And at first I was like, can we do a whole thing, a whole list? And then I started writing 9 things that I've never done, and I was like, oh, we can do a whole thing. So I'm really excited that somebody recommended that, because I think this is gonna be a fun one.
And I wanted to say before we start, too, a disclaimer for me is things we haven't done. I'm not really counting restaurants because I've done quite a few. I mean, that would kind of be an interesting one to do, too. But
I do have some food items, but it's not because there's lots of restaurants I haven't done.
Yeah, me too.
But like there's a couple things I'm like, that's kind of embarrassing that as a Disney person I haven't done that.
Yeah.
So
me too.
So it's a little bit different. I get it. Like, you don't do a lot of the table service stuff. Plus, gluten-free. Like,
food is weird for us at the parks. We do lots of snacks out of the backpack. Don't get me wrong, I love food, and I think Disney food is some of the best that I've had. I've literally traveled the world, and I love it. But yeah, there's some interesting ones on my list. One that won't be there anymore. Well, maybe it is. I think the rumor is it's still there. It's the Boneyard. We've never done the Boneyard, where you walk in and you do the dig on the left-hand side.
Can you do it? I thought there was I thought it was just for little kids.
Yeah, but we have little kids and we never did it.
Yeah.
So that's not something that we've ever really done. I think whenever we entered Dino Land, we just made a beeline for Dinosaur, which a lot of people are not fans of. We are. We think it's hilarious. I got a photo the other day from our friend Brian, the chef. He was at Disney and he sent a picture of him, the ride photo from Dinosaur, how much he liked it. And I said, well, I'm glad you wrote it because it's probably your last time.
Yeah. That was his first and last time riding it. That's funny.
So, yeah, got a photo from him this week. But I've never done the Boneyard. I've never done that dig. But I think I remember seeing a video saying that it was open for a little bit. I don't know if that one... I mean, if you think about it, though, think about how that ties in really well with Indiana Jones. Because it's archaeology, sort of.
Yeah, they could. I mean,
it would work.
I don't do them. My kids don't do them.
Yeah.
They never really were into it, even when they were super young at Disney.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people, though, a lot of our listeners will tell you that they love the playgrounds.
Yeah.
Because it's a good way for kids to get the excess energy out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as structured. You're not like standing in line, and then boom, you're riding. It's like, go do your thing.
Yeah.
You look at the number of kids who will just sit and play at the when you're waiting for Dumbo, even when it's a walk-on, people are like, can we just pause and just do this instead?
And that's great, too, because that one's all indoors.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good point. I mean, at least if you think of, like, the train outside, the Casey Jr. train, where it's kind of like the mini spray park.
Yep.
That's a really good one for kids to just cool off a little bit, too.
Yeah, and there's the Smell-O-Fence on parade there. Anyway.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. We did it this summer.
We've been there since they're there, but I don't think I saw one yet.
Yeah,
I mean, you probably haven't either.
Yeah, we did.
You did?
Last summer, my wife made it a point to kind of go and check them out.
Oh, we got to do that this time. Well, I haven't done that yet either.
Yeah. But that's not one you need to be embarrassed. It hasn't been out that long.
No.
So my number 5 is that as many times as I've been to Epcot, and as much as I love that park, I have never once taken one of the boats that brings you from the front of the park to the back of the park.
That's on my honorable mention.
Okay.
I haven't either.
And it's like one of those things. Like, why have I not? Like, because you always complain about how much walking you do there.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't I do that?
Yeah.
I've never done it. And my wife and I were talking about it. We're like, we've never done the Epcot Lagoon boats. And I was like,
I haven't either.
Well, at first she said friendship boats. I'm like, yeah, we have. She goes, no. The ones over in Epcot. I was like, yeah, we went from we went from Boardwalk over there. She's like, no. She's like, no, I mean the boats in the, like, actually at Epcot. I was like, oh yeah, you're right. And then we always complain, man, my feet are killing me. But we still hike all the way around World Showcase for some reason. Last year we were going to take them, and it started to get like dark out, and I was like, I don't know if I want to be out there and then have a storm start while we're out there. So we kind of.
It says they're called the friendship boats here.
Okay, they probably my wife's probably not wrong. I thought the friendship boats were the boats they take from Boardwalk over to. But either way,
it says friendship boats, and then they go from Canada, UK pavilion to Morocco, France pavilion.
Yeah,
so it's cool.
I've never used it to kind of save some steps, but that's my number 5 is that, and it's on your honorable mention, so you've never done them either.
No, and there's not a lot of things I really haven't done, so there aren't a ton that I'm like super embarrassed I haven't done because we've done so much and I've been going forever. And it's funny thinking of this list too, just a quick aside, seeing kind of how these rides have evolved through the years. And if for you, it's a different way to look at it where you're like, well, I'm embarrassed I haven't done the original Journey into Imagination, or something like that. You know, when the ride used to be this or used to be that, which is kind of interesting way to look at it too. I have never stood and played a Dino Land USA game. Have you ever played any of those games?
I never have.
Not one of them.
No.
And I've been there so many times. We've walked through there. And again, am I embarrassed about this? I don't know. I mean, I put together, I have like 8 things that I haven't done out of the entire parks.
I love a good carnival game.
Yeah.
But they are also Disney priced carnival games.
The prizes are pretty good though.
Yeah, they are. They're better. They're certainly better than your, like, the state fair or something.
Yeah.
My shoulder's hurting just thinking about it though. Like, I played catch like a week and a half ago with my son, and I still can't feel my fingertips. But that's what happens for years of playing baseball and coaching baseball.
Oh, that's true.
You throw 200 pitches in BP, and all of a sudden you don't have a shoulder anymore.
Well, I remember watching you coach one time because, like, Nick used to coach baseball, and right outside of my classroom, I have an exterior door to my classroom. Not everybody does. You do too. It's weird. Our school set up weird. So if I open the door and I walk up the hill, you were there practicing with your team, and you were just hitting balls over and over. You would toss it up and hit it for everyone to just field. I think you when I was there, I stood for like a couple minutes just to kind of see what was going on. You must have hit like 30 of them in the course of like a couple minutes.
I mean, a typical
that's a big workout.
So warming up for baseball. This is so off the rails, but it's okay. Warming up for baseball, my warm-up routine with the kids, I would have to hit, 9 positions, 54 balls, and then I would throw about 175 pitches.
Jeez.
So I don't have much of a shoulder left, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So my number 4 actually is embarrassing. I cannot believe my wife said we didn't do this, and I was like, bet. I'm like, just show. There's no way. I'm gonna pull up. I almost went and pulled out our.
You were sure that you did it, and she said you didn't.
Correct.
This is really interesting now.
I wanted to go and get our external hard drive to check, and she's like, trust me. She's like, here's where we've done this. We don't have a single family photo in front of the Tree of Life.
Really?
We don't have a single PhotoPass photo in front of the Tree of Life.
Weird.
She's like, it's all. She's like, when we go to Animal Kingdom, that spot is always so congested that you always say, let's just go get one up here. She's like, we always get one at that spot that kind of like has the tree. They tell you to look up, and they have like, they'll put the snake in from Jungle Book, or like sometimes they'll have. It's like a magic spot.
They put Timon and Pumbaa on the ground.
Sometimes, yes.
See, because I'm picturing in my head that we did too, but maybe it's that
I don't have a single. And the more she talked about it, I was like, wow, you're right. So I'm embarrassed. I have a picture with every other park weenie except for the Tree of Life.
I'll have to go in and look. I don't know if we do.
So that's kind of why I was like, what?
Huh.
And she's right. Like I started thinking about it. I was like, I don't even need to pull out I know that I don't. So I've never taken a picture. Now I have pictures of the Tree of Life, but we have never done a PhotoPass picture with the Tree of Life, which is crazy to me.
I want to see how quickly I can bring up a photo for you. Maybe not as fast as I think. I'll just tell you here.
Okay.
Recently, I went back into my photo library. I think it was from 2002, and I found a photo of me and my wife before we were married, my mom and my dad and my sister, in front of Spaceship Earth, with the word Epcot on the side of it. And the magic wand. I had completely forgotten that I had seen that in person, because I had a big gap of time where I didn't go from like 96 to 2002.
Oh, so you missed the 25th anniversary birthday castle.
I didn't go through that time.
You know what I'm
period.
talking about, the birthday cake
castle?
No,
I never saw it in person.
But you know what I'm talking about, the birthday cake castle?
Yeah. But that was only there for 1 year, right?
I think it was just 99.
Yeah,
right?
I wasn't there for that. No.
Whatever, it was the 25th.
Those were my college years, and it was, we didn't get back until 2002.
Interesting.
Yeah, Huh. And I mean, we would go to Orlando through that time, but it was just like quick trips. We didn't get to go down to Disney. Yeah. Anyway, so the last time we went to Epcot, my son convinced me to do Mission Space. Mm-hmm. So we did Mission Space, but I've never done Mission Space Orange. Have you?
Is that your number 3?
Yeah.
So why don't I just tell you? My number 3 is I've never done Mission Space.
Oh.
Period.
Okay.
Yeah, and I complain. I just know that I know myself. I'm like, I can't do that.
My daughter went with her friend last summer. Do you remember? She went down with her friend.
Yeah.
And she says, Dad, they wanted to do Mission Space, and they got in line into Mission Space Orange. And I said, you guys, I'm telling you, we got it. Then they said, oh, this ride it's the shorter line of the two. She says, we got to do this one. We got to do the green one. Oh, we'll be fine. She said it was crazy intense.
Wait, she did it?
She did it. Yeah, she just kind of went, okay, I guess we're doing this.
I'm going to have to. So I have that.
You have that girl in class.
I'm going to ask her about it because,
do you remember doing Mission Space?
How come you didn't listen? Because that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never done it
at all.
And yeah, I'll be honest.
You could do green. It's not bad. I did it again, and I was a hater. My son got me to do it, and I was like, it's okay. Is it the best with flying colors? No way.
I'll do it.
But it was all right.
Next time I'm there, I'll do it.
Just be like, let's just do it. And don't take, it's not a recommendation. It's just not awful. I thought it was awful, and it was like, it's okay. Maybe they made an upgrade.
Yeah,
I remember it previously being like, I couldn't even see the screen, and it was like weird and cloudy, and this time it was okay. We went in with these two people who were somewhere over in Great Britain. I can't remember where. They were so funny. We were just joking the whole time, and if you go in having fun and feeling good about it.
I'll go have my Katy Perry moment.
So. You get yourself getting off the ride, doing that same quote that she did. Yeah. But there's 4 people
I'll get
in
down
there.
And kiss the dirt.
So you and your crew, there's 4 of you. That works perfectly.
Cool. I guess I will do it next time I'm there. But
why not?
That's my number 3. I'm only putting it on my list of being embarrassed is because I always tell people just skip it.
Right, but you don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've
done it twice now.
Look. You know how we tell students sometimes, like, learn from my mistakes?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I've done with Mission Space. Yeah. People are like, don't do it. I get a little bit of a claustrophobia thing, so that's that.
I thought so, too. It wasn't that bad. If you're on the end, sit on the end.
Okay.
If you're on the end, you at least know that there's, like,
Yeah. And there's, like, the idea, like, the spinning one, I can't. I know there's no way I could do that.
And I haven't done that at all.
Like.
That's why this one's on my list. I haven't done that side.
I don't know if it's a family thing, like. Because my brother also can't do spinning rides. Like when we did teacups together this summer, he was like, "You spin this thing, and I'm going to punch you in the teeth."
I know.
Yeah. I was like,
I said something similar to you when we sat down on that ride.
And I looked at him and I said, "Apparently, you've never ridden this ride with me because if you start spinning it, I'm going to do the same."
I remember.
Meanwhile, my kids are spinning my wife like as fast as possible.
There's a great photo of us. I don't know if any listeners have seen it on our social media of Nick and I smiling on the teacups. But when that went, we both gripped that wheel and we're looking at each other, kind of like gritting our teeth. This is so fun.
We also have a picture of our sons on that same night. Their heads, they were spinning so fast, their heads were having trouble like staying upright, going out, and it's just a blur.
And they got off, they're like, yeah. If we do that, we'd be like, yeah, bleh.
Yeah, it'd be like, what's that movie from the Sandlot where the guys are throwing up at the, yeah. So, yeah, Mission Space is both of our number 3. Yeah. You've just never done the orange. I've never done it at all.
Yeah.
So that means we're all the way up to your number 2.
Yeah, and this shirt is I wore this shirt on purpose because it has Sorcerer Mickey on it, who is one of my favorites. I did the photo op with Sorcerer Mickey, just loved it. It was like so exciting. Like I was giddy to be able to be with, and it's literally just a costume. It's just a cast member in a costume, but for some reason, I know you agree with me. When you see that costume, it's like, that's Mickey Mouse. I'm almost 50 years old, and it's like, still, I get so excited just seeing this costume.
And I don't know what, because Fantasia didn't come out when we were kids.
No, and I watched it within the last month.
Oh, my kids watch it at least once. They literally will watch it at least once a month. Both of my kids are really
they like classical music, too.
Yeah, they like the music, and so that's part of it. But it's just like Sorcerer Mickey for me, too, is like, that's Mickey, and I don't know why that's the Mickey I identify with, because it's not like...
I do.
Why?
Because it's flawed. Because he's flawed.
No, I'm saying why do I think of that?
Oh, as the Mickey
from like my childhood? That's the Mickey I just remember the most about.
I don't know. It's
not because Fantasia didn't come out when we were kids.
Maybe because that is the version of Mickey that is magical. I don't know.
Yeah.
For me, it's just a cool story because he screws up. I screw up all the time, and he learns from his mistakes, and I don't know. It's kind of a cool story. Anyway,
I think it's a great story. Yeah.
But Fantasmic, the event or show, whatever you want to call it, for many years, I'll tell you the honest truth, I didn't even know it was a thing. I had no idea because it's hidden way in that back corner, and we would go, and before I was really, like a... Not that I've never not been super Disney, but I've always loved the parks, but I haven't read books and things like that I had until recently. But once I knew it was a thing, I was like, how have I never done this before?
I didn't realize that this was sitting next to
me.
me.
Oh, yeah. Right. He's always sitting right there. So to me, it was like, why have I never done this before? So the last time that we went, just kind of turned out this way. Last August when we went, the day we were at Hollywood Studios, literally a hurricane was hitting.
Yeah,
and
so
that's the day it was raining sideways, and the weather was absolutely frightening. And I know it could be worse, and we say this all the time too, that Florida weather can be very dangerous. This was a hurricane, but it wasn't as devastating and destructive as it can be in Florida. So I want to preface by saying it was safe enough for us to be there, but they didn't even do the show because the weather was horrible, and then good in the afternoon, and then horrible again at night.
Well, you've got a good opportunity to do it this summer.
We're going to try. Yeah.
Oh, wait, are you doing Hollywood Studios?
We haven't decided yet.
Okay.
I mean, here's a good question for you and our listeners too, because I had forgotten the answer for this one. So right now, I have a 3-day ticket, one park per day.
Yep.
If I wanted to make one of those days a park hopper day, what do I do?
You can't.
At all?
Correct.
Can I go
it's
to
all or nothing.
Can I go to the ticket booth that day?
You can upgrade it. Check
in and say, can I upgrade that particular day to a park hopper?
No, it's going to be the same cost. You're going to upgrade your whole ticket.
If I go day 1, pay that price. Go day 2, pay that price. Day 3, still they're gonna charge me for all of it.
It's literally no different.
Okay.
Because guess what, Rob? To switch from a park hopper or from a non-park hopper to a park hopper, that's 10 days. It's the same charge as if it's 1 day. So that's why I'm saying it's no different.
Okay.
So it's like, one of the ways you could get around doing that is that for a slightly higher charge than that, not by much, but a slightly higher charge, you could possibly run it. You might be there during a hard ticket event.
Yeah.
And so like, okay, I'm going to buy a hard ticket event at Magic Kingdom. So I'm not going to use one of my park tickets there. Or I'm going to buy a hard ticket event at Hollywood Studios, and I'm not going to use my park ticket there. Especially because most of those hard ticket events, they allow you in, like, say, 4 o'clock. And so you get around, you get to go to that park.
Yeah, you
still get to go to that park.
Double, kind of.
I think it's 4 o'clock. It might be 6. But you go and do that park, and you're not paying, you're not going to fight with crowds.
Right.
And you're also not using one of your day passes. Just if you do that, make certain that the ticket they are using when you go there, be like, I want to make sure I'm using my hard ticket
for
not my park pass.
Yeah. Yep. That's important.
What I'm saying? So, but that's one way around it. But no, the cost to upgrade to park hopper is the same, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days on your ticket. It's going to be pretty much the same.
H2O Glow Nights is available one of the nights we're there too. So that's in the back of my mind because that was something that the kids really wanted to do. But ironically, it's just going to be my wife and I for our anniversary trip. Do we want to go and party with Rex and the Toy Story characters? Who knows? It'll just depend on the day. Yeah. And as of now, I told my wife, I'll let you kind of pick and choose where we want to go when. So on our actual anniversary, I said, well, what park do you want to be in for our anniversary? Epcot.
Yeah.
Right away. She's like, I want to be in Epcot for our anniversary. Because usually, like the couple times we've been there on our anniversary with the kids, it's somehow been the day that we were at Animal Kingdom. So we've had anniversary dinner with our kids at Satuli Canteen twice. True story.
Okay.
And not necessarily your favorite, but
it's not
we loved it. We were fine.
I think that's great.
What do you got? What's your 2?
My number 2 is a food thing. Mm-hmm. And I have a reason behind this, but I have never eaten a Mickey Premium Bar.
Really?
Really. Because I'm an ice cream sandwich person.
Yeah.
And so I prefer that. I've never once had a Mickey Premium Bar.
They're good. We've had them.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Were you there the time my son took a bite out of it and the whole thing fell off?
Yep, I was.
You were standing next to me when that happened.
If I'm going to get a cold snack at Disney, it's going to be Dole Whip.
Yep.
Or it's going to be a ice cream sandwich. So like sometimes those, so like for the Mickey's Not So Scary, well, it wasn't it was Boo Bash, I think it was, whatever, the one that was not a party during COVID.
That was Boo Bash, I think, right?
It was still a party.
Yeah.
That, like when you're at those, you get like popcorn and soft drinks and stuff like that. And so what I did when I went to go get my stuff was I got an ice cream sandwich rather than a Mickey Premium Bar. because you could get Mickey premium bars, but it's not my thing. I don't like the hard shell. Like I think it's because I don't like biting into, which is weird because I like the ice cream sandwiches. But I feel like an ice cream sandwich you can like lick around the outside, get some of the ice cream. But like a Mickey premium bar, you have to bite into the ice cream.
It's a crunch, yeah. You
Yeah,
have
and
to.
and I'm always worried that exactly what happened to your son is going to happen to me.
Well,
I'm going to bite it, and it's going to fall on me.
Well, shout out to the cast member who was really nice about it. He brought his stick back up and he said it fell. I mean, he wasn't a kid. I mean, it makes it sound like he's a little kid, but the cast member was like, "Here you go, buddy. Sorry about that." And
because it wasn't. He wasn't being a fool.
No,
it was literally 30
seconds. He was just paid for it. Yeah.
So either it wasn't in the cooler properly, or something weird was on that one, because like his next one he bit into, he was fine.
Maybe it wasn't, the stick wasn't in far enough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because my son got one there. Like my kids both like those.
Yeah.
I don't, and I never have. Even as a little kid, I didn't like those types of. I liked drumsticks.
Yeah.
You don't remember those?
I do. Yeah, yeah.
I liked those, and I like ice cream sandwiches. I never liked the premium bars, and I guess that's still the same. So that's my number 2. Is I've never had a Mickey premium bar.
My number 1, as a Star Wars guy, I feel like we've done everything Star Wars until I really looked into this.
Okay.
We did the Jedi training.
Yep.
We have done all the rides, all the experiences. We did building the droids. We have done, well, I'm not counting the whatever the hotel is called. I'm not counting that. It doesn't even exist.
Star Cruiser.
Right. But we've done all of the Star Wars stuff except for building a lightsaber at Sabi's workshop. I'm embarrassed to say, after everything I have said about Star Wars and all of my critique over it, that's one of the things I haven't done. So I haven't really been able to critique that part of the park because I have not built a lightsaber. I haven't done it.
Have you never done one of the ones over in? So you've never done the expensive one, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Have you ever done
correct.
the ones in the other over by Star Tours? So like
yes.
You can build, those are like.
But the better one, in my opinion, is the one that's at Disney Springs. There's in the Star Wars store where you can go and click all the pieces together.
That's what you do over at by Star Tours.
It is, but I prefer the Disney Springs one because there's way less than a trillion people in there at one time.
Correct. Yeah. And but you've never done the Savi one, and that's one you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I would do it. It's expensive, but it's one of those things that's kind of like,
well, it's an experience. We paid for the droid. Yeah. The droid thing was awesome too.
Yeah.
I got them sitting up there we got 2 of them up there on the shelf. We have 2 BB droids. It was cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be fun. I get for you as a Star Wars person why you'd be. I've never done it either. No, I wouldn't put it on my embarrassed list, but
yeah, I can't.
But
believe
I get
haven't
it
done
as
it yet.
Yeah.
Well, so, and it costs money too, but it's
everything costs money. Disney, you kidding me?
Yeah.
Everywhere, not just Disney. So my number 1, and I went through and I was like, I think I've done this. And then my wife's like, nope. I was like, but I've eaten those things. She's like, not from there, you haven't. I have never once, and I was shocked. And then I started thinking about where I purchased the stuff that I'm talking about. I've never gotten anything from Casey's.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I have either.
I've never eaten at Casey's.
Me neither.
Now, I will say, I have gotten a drink at Casey's before. Like one of those days it was like super hot, and I was like,
not even that.
I just need a soda, and I'll like get a soft drink or something like that. But I have never gotten a hot dog at Casey's. And I was like, but I've had hot dogs in Magic Kingdom. She was like, yeah, you have. And I'll tell you where you bought them. You bought them in Tomorrowland. I was like, what? So I've never had a hot dog at Casey's. I've never had anything at Casey's, which I'm like, wait, really?
Yeah.
And I think part of the reason I've never had anything at Casey's is there's nothing my son would eat there. He is like anti.
You don't like hot dogs?
He's weird. Okay. So not weird, but like he will eat bratwurst or sausage so it's not the fact that it's like meat, and his thing is like anything that's that texture, they've ground it up so much because there's something they're hiding.
Well,
and he's not wrong.
Chicken nuggets are kind of like that too, I guess.
He doesn't like chicken nuggets. He only likes fingers. He likes actual what I mean, tenders.
It's
real meat.
Yeah.
So he's not a big nugget person either.
Okay.
And I mean, he's not wrong when you think about what a hot dog is. Just don't think about what a hot dog is.
Now that you say that, I think when I'm thinking of Main Street in general, probably 90% of the time that I'm in a building on Main Street.
Yeah.
I'm on the west side.
Really?
Where the Emporium is.
That is
90% of the time.
That's where Casey's is.
It's on. Is it at the end on the left?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it is. I don't know why I was picturing it.
The other
on-
side. The
on
other side is the ice cream shop.
Okay. But I'm always in those because it's just one really long shop.
You can walk literally from Casey's all the way to the exit.
We've gone in the candy shop, the confectionery. We've been in a couple of the stores just to look
I love
at
the confectionery.
I think it's the second or third one down. They have some like specialty clothes and merchandise, and that one's fun. But definitely 80 to 90% of the time we're just on the Emporium side. But yeah, we haven't. I don't think we've eaten in Casey's. I mean, my wife might know, but maybe gotten fries or something. And I mean, we can
For you, it's a little bit.
Well, we can do a hot dog without a bun. I mean,
they-
we eat hot
they
dogs
have-
without buns all the
I
time.
believe they have a gluten-free bun. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah, maybe we'll try that.
They
next
also
time.
have. They also have their.
I like a good hot dog.
You could have too. I believe they're gluten-free because I think they're pure corn, like corn flour or corn batter. Is there? They have like little corn dog nuggets.
Oh, cool.
Sort of like cocktail wieners, I guess, that are
Nice.
like made in. So, but yeah, I've never eaten at Casey's, and I'm embarrassed to say that. And now that we've admitted all these things, I feel like people are going to be like, "Oh, we can't trust these people anymore."
Well, it's all, it's just peanuts. It's little stuff like.
Yeah.
I'll throw a couple more out there that are just like Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique we haven't done.
Yeah, but that's like
I know Princess Meet and Greet across from there.
hold up, pause.
Yeah.
You've never done the princess meet and greet?
Not the one across from there, no. These were the two things that my daughter said when we were talking about it in the car. She's like, we never did Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. And I don't know if she's telling me she wanted to, but she didn't say that. She was just like,
She's
no,
18
we never
now.
did that.
She's aged out.
Yeah, I know.
I think she
And
can
then-
still get pixie dusted though.
She can.
Over at the oh gosh, what is the name of that? Sir Mickey's.
And then we have Lightning McQueen Racing Academy, which isn't there anymore.
Yeah, I never did that either.
Man, I went through everything and we've done most of it.
Yeah.
And then someone in the car said, hey, did Nick do, they don't call you Nick, they call
Yeah.
you by your last name
Yeah.
because you're a teacher at the school. Did Mr. Nick do the animation experience? I'm like, yeah, they did it last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I love it.
And one of them spoke up in the back seat and said, "Oh yeah, his drawing was pretty good too." So I don't know how. Did you post a picture of your drawing? Or
Yeah,
something?
on the Diz
You
one.
got a shout out. It was
Yeah.
either my son or my daughter gave you a shout out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm not completely. I mean,
No,
just
no
the-
one said you were
Yeah,
bad. It was and it was pretty good. Like, because you're not an art teacher.
No, I know.
Like my wife and I are art teachers, and my kids both. My daughter's going to school for art, and my son wants to also. So, but they were giving you a little shout out there.
I honestly, I think it's one of the best things to do, and that's one of those ones where if people haven't done that, they should be embarrassed they haven't. Not that I'm shaming you. I'm just saying it's really
It's just
good.
fun. It's just a really cool experience.
Cool experience.
Whether you're a good or a bad artist, it doesn't matter. Like what I say in my class all the time is, it's all about the experience. It's like if you want to learn how to do some type of skill, it's all about practicing it and doing it over and over again. So if you sit down and you're open-minded enough to try it out and just listen to the instructor, you're going to come out with something halfway decent. That's the whole reason they're there. It's the whole reason art classes exist.
So, as we wrap this up, what I want to say is, this was a patron suggested show.
Yeah, I'm glad.
We've got a couple new patrons. They've been active already. Obviously, you're a good teacher because one of your former students, I never taught her,
I did.
just recently became a patron, which is awesome.
Very cool.
So that's
and a former cast member in the college program.
oh yeah, I forgot.
And I met up with her during one of our trips, and we walked around and got to catch up a little bit.
That's
so.
cool. So I honestly can't say enough how much we appreciate the support on Patreon. And it doesn't have to be a money-based thing. You can join for free. And we've got a decent number of, we have more people who are there free than we have paid, put it that way.
Yeah.
So, do that, but make sure you let me know what your Instagram is so I can add you to the close friends list. Not that we go in spurts depending on whether we have a trip coming up and stuff like that. And also head over to magicmerch.art. Check out some designs over there. But guys, thank you so much. And it's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. And tomorrow's just a list away.
Tune in next time, and we'll see you real soon.